Hello and welcome to another episode of Talkin' Rangers. Today is Wednesday, November 26th. This is episode 76 of the Talkin' Rangers podcast. Thank you as always for joining us. For those tuning in on YouTube, make sure to please like and subscribe. Appreciate the support as always. Another week of New York Rangers hockey is in the books, and it was a really rough one. Last time we spoke, felt like the Rangers were turning a bit of a corner, playing better hockey, winners of 6 of 8. They won 3 games in a row, had the nice performances against Nashville and Tampa Bay where they put up 13 goals in those 2 games, then had the win against Columbus on that Saturday night in the shootout, and they followed that up with 4 straight losses. 3 of those West Coast late games that made you just want to pull your hair out as a Ranger fan watching this team that is simply been boring recently to watch. No goals, no energy, just bad hockey. And they bounced back a bit on Monday night against the Blues to pick up a win. A game, though, at home that, let's not give them too much credit. The Blues are terrible. You're at home. You should win that game no matter how bad you're playing. That's got to be a little bit of a get-right game. And now they've got a couple tough matchups coming up this week, so we'll break it all down. Joe, another episode here where we're feeling pretty bad about this team a week after an episode we were starting to feel better about this team. They're bipolar, kind of, this Rangers team, with just the highs and lows so far of this season.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I feel like you kind of expected this, right? I feel like it was pretty obvious because of how bad they were last year. But I mean, you weren't expecting them to be as consistently bad. I mean, they had a good week, and then they were pretty brutally bad, horrible, regardless of the scores of the games. Just look at the effort that I think they put on the ice was very, very subpar. I mean, didn't look like they were in those games, even though the score was close. I mean, a couple good goaltending performances. Quick was unbelievable. The following Sunday, not this Sunday. I don't think they played this Sunday, but the following Sunday against the Red Wings, he was sensational. And
Utah too, he was solid.
I thought he was very good in Utah.
Yep.
I know he got banged up, so hopefully, he's back soon. Igor's been okay. I don't think he's been great, but he's been okay. And then, other than that, I mean, the scoring just isn't there. I don't know. Defensively, it's a little wonky right now as far as I think the defense themselves are playing well, but I don't know. I think the forwards aren't really playing great defensively, but for the most part, I guess you can't really complain about the defense. But I mean, the offense has just been horrible. I mean, the power play isn't good. It's just a lot of the same issues as last year. And then it's just my biggest gripe in the team is that I'm kind of sick and tired of going out and watching this team every night where you're not a Stanley Cup contending team. You're in a weird phase where, you're not horrible where you're going to be one of the worst teams. Which, I mean, they are right now, but I don't think they will when all said is done. And they're not one of the better teams, maybe not even a playoff team. Most likely they're not. So I can't stand watching guys like Connor Sheary, Brodzinski. I get it. They give a ton of effort, but there's so much effort can do. At some point, you got to start giving out more opportunity to the younger guys. I love how they pulled up Berard. I mean, he's just a Connor Sheary, but he's 22 or 23. He's going to play the same style, and maybe he'll score. If you told me, would you rather have a 33-year-old player, or however old Connor Sheary is? I mean, it could be way off. I think he's in his mid to early 30s. Would you rather have someone who's just a third line, busting their butt, playing hard, getting in the corners, moving their feet the whole game? Or would you rather have a guy that's doing the same thing, but 10 years younger? So I think that pisses me off. It's the same thing as Brodzinski, too. He should be in the top 6 at that point. Bring back Perot. I know he wasn't great, but they were 3-0 with him. I get it. Maybe not as much as
because of
to do with him, but I mean, I think at that point where you kind of look, maybe it is because he's able to extend the scoring depth. Where if you throw him on the first line, he's got some skill to him. He's not going to maybe be super impactful, but it's going to allow you to drop down some to the third line to deepen the lineup a little. But I mean, Brodzinski, he gives effort, maybe bangs in a couple goals here and there, but he shouldn't be on the team. They have too many guys on this team that, at least forward-wise, that aren't top 9 forwards. Radich had a legacy game against the Sharks, but other than that, he's been pretty...
Still lost.
Yeah, still lost, and he's done nothing this whole year. So you have games where, they have no production from anyone. I mean, the fourth line, I think, is their best line. because they do. The fourth line is the only line that I think hits expectations. Like they work hard, they play physical, they can defend. That's all you need from your fourth line. Go in, maybe bang, throw the puck in, bang a couple bodies, play a couple, cycle a little, wear down like portions of the roster on the other team, like their defense. So just get possession, don't give up goals, play defense. Like that's what they're doing. Like Carrick, Edstrom, and whoever, they're kind of rotating in the last spot, but. And the other lines aren't doing what they need to do. Third line's got to occasionally score. They don't really score. Top two lines have to score 5-5. They don't do that. So it's just an all around nothing burger from this team. They're not good, but I don't think they're as bad as they're playing because they show you they had some good stretches. But it's a weird situation. This team's in a horrible spot. I mean, tweeted out the other day. It's like they're too good to be horrible and they're too bad to make the playoffs. So they're in a horrible spot. And the only way to get out of mediocrity, I think at this point, just because the age of the team, is just to sell. And I don't think they're going to do that. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, they're not a fun team to watch. I'll just say that.
No, they're not. And that's what you went into the season hoping to see. Whether or not the results would follow, you wanted to see a team with a different style of play than we saw last year, where they could be a little bit more entertaining, a team that you can kind of get behind. And just with the way they've performed at home this season, that's obviously been something that has been an embarrassment. Even though they've won on Monday night against St. Louis, you shouldn't lose to the Blues at home, so that you really don't give them much credit for that. But we're in the very similar spot we were last year, where night in, night out, it's just you're sick and tired of watching the same thing, and it's not going to get any better because it's not like there's a couple young guys that are showing improvement. It's players that are playing like the back of their playing card. Connor Sheary is not a very good player. He doesn't score a ton of goals. He's 33 years old, like you said. He's not going to all of a sudden wake up and turn into this prolific goal scorer and find the back of the net. I mean, it's been, 25 games or 24 games? Well, foreshadowing, probably 25 after tonight without a goal because, let's be honest, he's probably not scoring tonight.
Hey. He might score a hat trick.
Yeah.
As soon as we start down Connor Sheary legacy game.
It'll be the 2-game. It was like that stretch with Radish earlier in the year where he had the 3 goals against San Jose, and then a couple days later he had the goal against Edmonton when they had that comeback. And he hasn't done anything since. So, it'll be a quick 2-game stretch for
I said this.
Sheary.
I said this before that. Like he had that. I mean, I guess he made me eat my words. I don't know if you really said the same thing, but like he is the most invisible player of all time. Like I will
Radish or Sheary?
Yeah, Radish. Sheary's kind of noticeable because he's so small and he plays with a lot of effort. Yeah, like I mean, Radish just
he doesn't do anything.
If you told me, like I said this before, if you told me he didn't play one single game for the Rangers this year, I guess as a hat trick game, it's kind of hard to kind of say that he wasn't there for that game. But like, I'd believe you told me he didn't play one game for this team. He's just such a nut. And hey, if you're a betting man, I guess maybe bet on him to score tonight because the last time I said that he scored a hat trick. But I mean, he just does nothing. He's so invisible. Yeah.
You are right though. With the last time we crushed him, and we basically said that we don't even know he's on the roster. He did go out and score a hat trick. So maybe he has a hat trick tonight. Maybe he has a hat trick in the coming days, and the bashing of Taylor Radish works again here.
Maybe it has to be like a weekly thing or maybe a monthly thing.
We have to do it with every player monthly, now if it continues to work. But yeah, it's frustrating. I mean, to bring up Berard is good. And even though he might not be scoring just yet, obviously the efforts, he's going to forecheck, he's going to push play. We all know that. And look, last year in the 35 games he played, he had 6 goals, 4 assists, he had 10 points. So he did show an ability to find the back of the net and pick up some points. I mean, right now, Sheary is 24 games in, no goals, just 5 assists. The chances of him getting to 6 goals over the next 11 games is essentially Berard in last year compared to Sheary. Still, the goals still are going to be better. So I would argue still that Berard, however many games he plays, let's say you give him 24 straight games here to play, he will probably have at least a couple goals over Connor Sheary. He just can't. He's just not good enough. So it's good to see Berard up. And same thing with Perreault. Having him up, like you said, it can make the bottom of this lineup a little deeper. I don't think they'll do it, but it's maybe later in the year if they make some trades and start to retool and revamp this thing. But let's be honest, do we really think that Chris Drury's going to do that? Probably not. The Uso Parsons situation too, which we can dive into, is a complete. He's back on Hartford, but it's just so embarrassing. Like, you trade for this guy. We talk about like another one of these players, right? That they had their eye on. They
Was
really
he
liked him,
was
and
he
then you
even
just
on the
hand him a
opening night
contract.
roster though, or the opening night lineup? I don't think he was. Right? He didn't play the first
Arsenin?
game. Yeah, I don't think he was
I
even
don't
playing.
think so.
So
He's been in and out all year. But you hand this guy a contract extension. He did nothing last year, and you just blindly hand him a contract extension.
Drury loves handing out extensions after trading for people.
Yeah, and they love talking about how much they.
And it's funny, the people that he did trade for that they didn't extend were pretty solid. Like Mikola turned out pretty good with the Panthers. Didn't resign Vetrano. He's been great with the Ducks. Same as
all of the former Rangers.
Same as Kopp. I think Kopp has been solid, at least he's been solid for the Red Wings, better than any production we've been getting out of our middle six forwards. Like, I don't know. I guess the only person that maybe he let go that's not doing good this year is like Buchnevich, but Buchnevich was a 40-game player a couple years ago. Yeah. So,
and it's not even. It's also what did Sammy Blais provide for us?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they did they even? No, I don't think they extended Sammy Blais, but they.
No, I'm just saying, like, in terms of that trade.
Yeah.
Even if Buchnevich's production started to tail off, like what he did in St. Louis tops whatever.
He probably
however many games
Sammy Blais more career points in that like 1 year where he had like 82 points. Sammy Blais, I'm gonna look that up. Don't think Sammy Blais has 82 points in his career. And did you see that he got a release today?
Yeah.
So Reacher, he's coming back. That'd be so funny. If Drury brought
another
him back,
one,
that would be so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think Buchnevich's first year after the trade, I think he had like 76 points.
Yeah, Blais got 74 points in his career. Buchnevich, to be fair, he's got 9 points in 23 games. That's not great. He's got 2 more points than Conor Fury. But he had the year after they traded him, he had 76. Then he had 67, 63, 57, which, I mean, obviously he's declining each year, but still, like, I mean, that's better than like what? How many points did Blais have? Let's see. Blais had, I'm gonna say like 17 points with the Rangers. Let's see. He had.
Well, I mean, heck, he
had 9 points with the Rangers in 54 games. So
yeah, 54 games, because it was. Yeah, what was it, like 14 games and then 40, right? Wasn't it something like that? He played like
ACL.
It was like 15 or like 30 something, I think.
Yeah, he actually went back. I'm actually looking at it. They traded him back to the Blues, or maybe just signed there. He had 20 points in 31 games when he went back to the Blues.
Back in St. Louis.
Yeah.
That was halfway through the 22 campaign.
Yeah.
I believe, right? Or 22-23.
Yeah, he was horrible.
Yeah, that was the good old Tarasenko, Patrick Kane year.
You know what we might need back? Tyler Mott.
Third trade deadline edition.
Yeah, get Tyler Mott back in here. Yeah, throw him back in.
But yeah, no, they're just, and it's all they're all like older players that just aren't going to get any better. And that's what's frustrating watching the games. Is it would be one thing if they were young and they were going through growing pains. That would be one thing, because it's like, okay, hopefully you can see progress, but this team's not going to get any better. They're stuck in quicksand, and that's the worst place to be in any sport, is mediocrity. They are they feel legitimately like they are as far away to a Stanley Cup as they are to a number 1 overall pick. And the way the East is, it's a complete train wreck right now. I mean, they were at the bottom of the Metro, the other day. Or they still are at the bottom of the Metro, I believe, now, because I think like Columbus is 25, right? So we're at the bottom there at 24. But you just look at the East wild card in general, it's a train wreck. They win tonight, they're at 26 points. They're right up there with the Capitals and the Bruins. Now, the Rangers have played more games than a lot of teams, so the whole games in hand will come into play. That's more of a late season topic than sitting here in November. But it's just,
hey, listen,
like it's such a bad spot.
They also have such a tough next 4 games. They play in Carolina, Then they play in Boston.
Boston,
And they play home against
Tampa.
the Lightning. And then they play. I think they met home against the Stars, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually start to have some home games here.
They can easily go 0-4, and that's a bad thing. You just said start to have some home games.
Yeah, that is true.
They haven't beaten the Eastern Conference team at home yet, so we'll see. We'll see.
Haven't won in the Centennial jerseys.
You think they'll win an Eastern Conference game at home this year? This like calendar year?
I'm looking through the schedule of the rest of their home games here.
Maybe they beat the Ducks just because it's Chris Kreider's return. Or Chris,
Yeah.
how much?
They might beat the Flyers at home.
Well, the Ducks are really good, so they'll probably get killed by the Ducks. But I would put my bank account that Chris Kreider scores.
Yes, and
whatever.
Trouba.
Either
him or
I'm not
Trouba.
putting my bank account on Trouba, but like I wouldn't be surprised if he scored.
Yeah, either of them will score. I think they could beat the Flyers. Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think you can with certainty say any team. Like they arguably you could argue them.
Yeah, no, not with certainty. But in terms of Eastern Conference, out of the Eastern Conference teams that they play, the rest of this year, the Flyers would be the easiest because it's Tampa, Montreal, and the Flyers. That's it. They only have 3 Eastern Conference
home
left.
games left against Eastern Conference teams.
Yeah, and their home games against Western Conference is a nightmare. It's Dallas, Colorado, Vegas, Anaheim.
Probably a loss.
You do get Vancouver, who's beatable, but
they're a little loose in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just God.
They've got to win one of these games in the Centennials.
They can't go on forward.
I'm trying to figure out when the next time. Forget exactly when the next time they do wear the Centennial jerseys. It might actually be in 2026.
It'd be so funny if they didn't win one game. They were like hyping this up the whole year.
Yeah.
You see the Winter Classic jerseys?
Yeah.
They're literally a reverse.
Yeah, pretty much. I like them though. I think they're nice.
I know, but it's literally the same jersey, but white.
Yeah. Hey, they're losing in style, I guess.
Yeah, the Panthers are bad too. So, but the Panthers have an excuse that they have 2 best players are out.
They're not. They're going to get smoked in that Winter Classic. I have no faith.
I don't know. It is nice.
I'm surprised that the Panthers
Thursday, or Friday, I think. Friday or Thursday.
Yeah, I think it's Friday. I'm surprised that the Panthers didn't go after more of because it's in Miami, obviously, with the Marlins Lone Depot. More of like the Miami Vibes theme, with the Heat jersey with like the purple.
Like a Vice?
Yeah, like a Vice.
Miami Vice? Yeah.
Miami Vice, not Vibes. My bad. Miami Vice, like that type of theme with I think those are the Heat City edition.
Those are nice.
Instead of the
classic jersey is literally just their jersey from like the 2010s, like early 2010s. It's the red one with the Panther on it, I think, right?
Yeah. It's just the Panther in the front. They're pretty simplistic. They're nothing special.
I like that logo though with the Panther on it. I think that's nice.
Yeah.
Like the jumping Panther.
And the Rangers is just the away version of the Centennials.
Yeah. That literally what that
Which
is.
I will be honest, why couldn't they have just had those as their 2 jerseys this year?
That is a great point. I 100% agree.
The Centennial season, just make it that be your road jersey and just wear the Centennials every single home game.
Like the Bruins did that. The Bruins have an away and home jersey for their Centennials.
Yeah, and the Red Wings wore their Centennials on the road against the Rangers.
That was pretty cool. I like that.
Like, why can't they even potentially do that?
You never see like 2 teams wear colors.
No,
that was beautiful. Then they had the fight at the end.
Yeah, the fight with that picture that went viral.
Yeah, even though we didn't.
That was.
I will say that I was very. I really like Jonathan Quick. I'm kind of going back to that, but like,
yeah,
he has like the chip on his shoulder. He still has that fire in him. Where like none of the like Zibanejad, like, oh, you cross check me.
No, I mean none of the players did it. Like I think it was Panarin and
Panarin's not gonna do shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there was 2. I think it was Panarin and somebody else where just watched it happen and didn't do anything.
Yeah,
and Quick was the one that obviously initiated it. But yeah, that was even when he's even during the games, he's got some fire. There's a lot of back and forth, but
yeah,
he's one of the only guys that's another thing that's where we're getting to with this team again. And I don't know if I want to go this far yet. I just think they're really bad. They're just not good. They just don't have the pieces. Like they're just not good. They don't have talent. Talent.
I don't blame. Like last year, I took a lot of blame and kind of gave it towards Coach Peter, but this year, I don't really know if I blame anything on Sullivan. I think it's just
No,
it's
I,
just
I wasn't.
we've been talking this for years though. It's the same faces, different coaches. It's the same
Yeah,
problems. It's the players.
yeah.
There are
And
there are issues with the coaches. I think
Chris Drury
a lot
sucks.
a lot of times that I don't think they were like tough enough on the players. I don't think there was accountability. But yeah, I mean they put together a horrible roster.
Yeah.
And I saw something from Johnny Lazarus where he was like, "Would you give up?"
Oh, the
Like you
two
saw that
conference
the
finals.
runs and those 3 years where they were good to go back and not sign Panarin and all that. I honestly,
I don't know. It's tough.
I think I would have said, yeah, I agree. Or I don't agree. Like you should have signed Panarin, you should have signed Trouba. If you just let all the young guys pan out together, give them ice time to have them develop, and then then add a guy like Panarin, I think that was the right move. Obviously, hindsight's 2020. If they won the
Yeah.
cup in 24, we wouldn't be saying this, but even so, I still think that's the right move. Like they rushed the rebuild. They kind of stained all like these prospects where they kind of threw them to the wolves, didn't give them enough playing time, didn't give them on the power play, and just put them like they put them on the shelf pretty much.
Yeah. I think the bigger issue, if we want, and that is a fine conversation to have. I think the bigger issue with the going back to the whole like this shaping of this core and the run starting in 21 and then, or 22, 21, 22 and so on and so forth was the whole Eichel thing. Like that to me was the bigger,
Like the bigger turning point.
yeah, like the bigger turning point, bigger mistake, if you will. Not so much the Panarin signing, but more so missing out on Eichel
Extending
and
his
then the
hand
whole
again.
Mika extension. Like that was kind of just the beginning to me of this snowball to where we are now. The Panarin contract, like he's gone after this year.
We hope. I don't know. You kind of just gotta hope that.
So back to what we were saying, that to me was the bigger snowball in all of this was the whole missing out on Eichel, then the Mika extension, which was part of the reason why they didn't go out and get Eichel, and then now you were hoping that maybe Eichel would hit free agency, which now he didn't. And that class this offseason looks terrible now. I mean, it's basically Panarin and everybody else. That to me is the bigger snowball than necessarily the Panarin contract or the Panarin move, because the Mika contract looks just awful and it'll continue to look worse and worse and worse. Not that he's had a bad year. Like I think he's been better this year than last year, but still, it's not good. He's not where he was 3 years ago.
Or whatever he's making. I mean, it's like 9 days. I mean, he was so good for those 2 years.
Oh, yeah, he was so excellent. Good. Yeah.
And he felt, I mean, who knows? Maybe it was just he had a career year, but he was still solid. Like, even when he wasn't as good as he was in the year prior to COVID or right when COVID hit. But
yeah, the 5 goals.
I guess now, it's now just kind of a waiting game to see what they do as far as Panarin. I mean, I assume they're not going to trade anyone else from like what I've been seeing and reading. Like, it looks like Drury's going to stand pat, but it would be malpractice if they don't trade Panarin. Panarin needs to go. I mean, and he's been a little underwhelming this year. He's had some decent games, like kind of like mixed in, but he's got to go.
Yeah. Yeah,
they can get a lot for him.
I don't think they're bringing him back.
I mean, imagine they lose him for nothing.
And not to cut you off on the Panarin point, but just going back to the Johnny Lazarus stuff and the conversation around Panarin. And he mentioned this in the video. Lafreniere and Kakko being what they turned out to be was a train wreck as well.
Yeah, I mean,
like if those two guys are,
one of them was good, at least.
Yeah, just one of them was good. But imagine if both of them lived up to that potential. The Rangers probably have cups right now, at least.
Yeah, I mean,
they win both of those years.
If they hit on maybe they hit on Krejcov, or
Hedl never got first round picks. Exactly. You go a long list of draft.
I would say Hedl was a hit. It just couldn't stay healthy.
Yeah. But Hedl's not going to put you over the top.
Krejcov, Panarin, or Lafreniere, Kakko, the Lundqvist kid that we drafted, then we traded. Wish we got Perot for him technically because they got a first round pick for him, but Schneider honestly hasn't been good. Billard wasn't good. You just go down the list. I mean, Hoffman was drafted in like 2021, I think, and he's still not in the NHL. Dude's like 5 years removed from the draft. I mean, at that point, another horrible blunder was not trading him for Gensel. Or I mean, if that was kind of a deciding factor, I wasn't sure. Maybe if at the same time,
that the whole Kakko discussion was kind of in that too. I don't know how much. I know
they should have done that deal. That like Chris Drury had a chance to win a cup and he didn't go for it.
Yeah, he didn't. So. And I know that the Gensel deal was kind of. I know there's been some reports since that have come out that like the Rangers weren't hesitant to trade Kakko. It was other aspects, but either way, I think there still was a hesitancy to deal Kakko in that deal. And then less than a year later, like 8 months later, they deal Kakko for less than what they would have gotten with Gensel. And you probably get to the Stanley Cup with Gensel. Not probably, you do with Gensel.
Yeah, he's going to score some goals in that Panther series when everything dried up. Yeah.
100%. And all of those deadlines, I mean, not so much all of them, but then the Kane Tarasenko deadline that collapsed. Your first round exits after going out for those guys, and that's the typical. Like Kane he was skating on one leg, like the hip was couldn't move. That was like peak power play merchants in that series. They only scored on the power play. The 5 goals in the first 2 games, or the 10 total, 5 in the first 2, and Dougie Hamilton scored, and you knew the series was over.
Yeah.
The best trade deadline was the 21-22 when they got Frankie V. They got Kopp,
Justin Braun, and Tyler Mott. Yeah,
Tyler Mott.
Justin Braun. Don't forget about him.
Yeah. And then the Wenberg was all right, but Roslovic was a disaster.
Yeah, Roslovic sucked.
Yeah, disaster. And then every single year, Mika Kreider, who's playing with them.
Yeah.
That was another disaster along this path and where we are now.
Yeah, same thing every year.
And I guess you still can't confidently love the Wings either because like Lafreniere's not good. Like he's
Panarin will be gone.
Panarin will be gone. Miller's aging like milk.
Oh yeah, Miller. Jeez.
Cooley's good, fine, but that's it.
That's gonna go down as a bad trade, I think. I mean, I think it's just gonna be a bad trade both ways.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good all around. Like you trade him right before his prime, and then you trade him when he's washed. And trading him before his prime, that's not that bad. But then making the trade to get him back that was a mistake. It was a mistake. He looked fine, good. He looked good last year, I'll be honest. I was very high on JT Miller going into this year because he was excellent last year coming over, but he is, and maybe he's dealing with injury. I mean, going back to training camp, but it feels like he might not be 100% because he was dealing with the injury in training camp, but he just looks, and it's not like the effort's not there either. That clip against Vegas
where he's not even skating.
No, he's giving up on the plays, and that's no BS captain mentality. It's not it.
Looks like BS to me.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say earlier when you talked about this Rangers team is last year's group was very unlikable. They were hard to root for. Just because they just were lazy. You knew the locker room was a train wreck. The coach wasn't any good. This year's group isn't. They're just like, that's what I was trying to say earlier. Is they're just not good.
Yeah.
I don't think they're lazy. They play hard. They play with effort. They're much more sound in the defensive end. And now, Gavrikov, they're getting more from the blue line offensively, which is good to see. But
I guess we'll give Drury credit for that at least. I mean, Gavrikov's been good.
Yeah, although that was kind of an obvious sign.
I was going to say, if you pay a guy that much, you're expecting him to be good.
Yeah, that's like, yeah. I'll give Drury credit for Borgen's been good when he's been beat up a little bit, unfortunately.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to play tonight.
Yeah. You can't give Drury credit for much, to be honest.
No.
Especially these contracts that he's handing out.
Trocheck, and that's about it.
Yeah, Trocheck. He should have been the captain.
Yeah, I don't like JT Miller.
Not that they would have 5 more wins right now with Trocheck because the team around him would still suck, but he's just a better example.
Yeah, I think he's a better leader,
and he's just a better player too. You can't have a captain.
I don't even think it's close. He's way better than.
Yeah, 100%. He's
Damn.
Trocheck is probably their most complete player.
I mean, yeah, I don't even think
Him
that's a
and Cooley,
question.
like him and Cooley would probably be like the two players that I
I
have
can
the
rely
most,
on fully
yeah,
on any end of
trust
the
in.
ice.
Yeah.
Oh, same fucking shit, dude. Like,
And every night they're gonna bring it and they're gonna produce. Panarin, he doesn't do anything defense. You could tell Sullivan is getting sick of Panarin. Some of the
yeah,
quotes in the post game about his defense.
he loves.
You
He,
can tell
I will say that I like that about Sullivan. I think he's a little more brutally honest.
yeah,
I don't really think he
and
holds
that's
it
good.
back.
There's a little bit more accountability.
Yeah,
Feels like, in terms of, yeah, not everything's sunshine and rainbows. He's very honest about the games. He goes in depth with a lot of the answers, which is good. I mean, even today, talking about the Parson deal, just about guys in and out of the lineup and competing for spots and things like that. Yeah, it's Panarin is on his way out. This is a really tough time to buy a jersey.
Oh yeah,
because you really can't.
I guess maybe Shesterkin, maybe right?
Shesterkin and Fox. What would you choose between? I was thinking the other day, Fox and Shesterkin are the top two.
Probably Shesterkin because I think I could see them getting rid of Fox.
You could?
Yeah, I could see them getting rid of Fox.
Like how soon? Really? I don't think so. I mean, he's under contract until 28, I think.
Right? I don't think like soon, but like I think there's a more realistic chance.
Yeah, that they get rid of there's a more realistic chance they get rid of Fox and Shesterkin, but I think you could say that about every player on this team. Shesterkin's not going anywhere.
No, I agree. Yeah,
like Shesterkin's going to be here until the end of his contract.
He'll be there till the end of time.
Yeah, and they'll never win with him. I'll tell you what, though. God, Shesterkin's high glove. Like, what are we doing?
Oh yeah, if you shoot at the glove, it's a guaranteed goal. Guaranteed goal. Like
he goes through these stretches. It's like 15 games every year where it's just he's not very good.
He's also not very good 5-hole either.
No, he's letting some softies this year.
Like
but then he'll have an elite stretch like he started the season, and now he's kind of going through a little bit of a slump, and then he'll go out there and have like a 4-game stretch where he'll allow like 2 goals, have 2 shutouts, and like a 970 save percentage. And then he'll just
it's crazy.
Yeah, I think it would be, if you had to rank them, it would be Igor. I think then Fox would be the second safest.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, maybe Cooley, but he's not where I think that he would even be safe. Like, I think he still hasn't really, his production's not like crazy.
Yeah, he's been a little underwhelming, but I think it's more so that he had a very slow start. He's kind of picked it up a little bit more, I would say, over like the last 15 games probably. I mean, the first 10 were terrible.
I know, I agree. I think that he just, he's not going to be, I think he could eventually turn into like a 60
Gavrikov,
but we'll see.
But I mean, who's buying a Vlad Gavrikov jersey, if I'm being honest?
I love me a defenseman jersy.
The dumbest jersey to buy would be Panarin.
Oh yeah, I mean, if like people are buying that off like NHL Shop, I hate to break, dude, he won't be on the team after.
Yeah, there's a chance he's not on the team. Yeah, at the end of this year.
I mean, they're going to be like competing for a playoff spot, like unless they're firmly in a playoff spot where they cannot drop out of it come deadline. There's no way in hell that he should be moved. If they don't move him in limbo, that would be a complete.
Would you put a Trocheck jersey like behind Fox? Like that would probably be third, right? Because he's in what year? I think it's what year.
I know I don't want to do that because I think he's tradable.
He's in year 4 of the 7-year deal, right? Because it goes through. He's a UFA in 29.
If they want to, eventually they're going to blow this team up, and they have to. He's tradable.
Yeah,
I don't think Miller's tradable. So if you want to bank on someone being here, then you
Lafreniere.
I think Lafreniere's going to get traded.
Yeah, there's not many.
They're going to sell low.
I don't think they're going to. I think Igor will outlast Fox, but I don't think Fox is getting moved in the next 2 years.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he is, but I think there's a better chance than Igor. I'll say this.
Yeah.
I will. I can see Lafreniere and Panarin both gone in the middle of this year.
But in terms of Fox, like I think he'll play out the contract.
Most
Whether or not, then that's probably it. That's what,
well,
5
actually, you know
years,
what? Oh, we're
4 years
forgetting
from
about
now. So
someone.
that's
We're forgetting about someone who definitely won't be traded. Is
Mika.
0%
Yeah,
chance.
I get, but I'm not buying. Nobody would buy a Mika
You're
Subban. If
saying
you're
a
buying
jersey.
a Mika
You're saying
Subban
that
Jet
you're saying
jersey,
a
you're just
combination
dumb.
of this guy Prime won't get moved, and you also want the jersey.
Yeah, and you also want the jersey.
Yeah. Okay, I agree. Yeah, definitely.
Like, you don't want a Mika jersey.
No, even if he's here for like another 15 years, it's still in the long run.
Yeah. You don't want. I like Panarin. I already have a Panarin jersey, so it doesn't matter.
I have a Mika. I have Panarin.
Yeah.
I have a Fox.
But Panarin was a good Ranger, you know.
Yeah, that jersey was. There's a Berard and Mika jerseys. They did good. It wasn't like like kind of like the Jets where you Sauce Gardner. Like it wasn't like that where like he was good for a little, and then they just traded him. Like they had extended runs with the Rangers. They played their whole contracts out.
Yeah.
So like I mean,
and they were. I think Panarin's better than Mika.
As a jersey buyer, I feel like that's pretty much what you wanted. Like the guy played a long career with the team, and he was good for the team, regardless of how the ending happened.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I agree. It's kind of how it goes. Yeah, Miller would be not. Everybody bought the Miller Centennial jersey. Cooley would be the next one, but I don't even know about that. Igor and Fox are your safest bets.
I get a little annoyed at Igor. My next jersey would probably have to be Cooley if I was going to buy another one.
See, I still want a Centennial jersey.
I know, but like who?
Well, that's why I've been asking, because I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, is it Fox or Igor? I don't know.
That's tough.
I personally lean Fox, but
I don't know.
Nothing against Igor, but I already have 2 Lundqvist jerseys. Like I'm kind of loaded up with the goalies.
Yeah.
No, I mean I have plenty of other forwards. Well, not the Fox, the skaters, I should say, but I don't know.
It's
tough. It stinks. You just elect for the retirement. Go for like the Messier classic that they always sell on NHL Shop.
You could do that if you really wanted to. Just get like a.
Well, that's what I do with the Jets now. I don't buy any current players' jerseys anymore. Only former players. The last current Jet jersey I got was Jamal Adams, and actually no, it was Darnold. And
I got a Sauce one, and I have a Wilson one, which the Wilson one should be safe.
Yeah, Wilson should be safe. I still won't buy one though. The most recent ones it's been Namath, Klecko, and Mangold. Those are 3 of them. I'm only going old players. So.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna push this quarterback. We're gonna go off topic, but I'm gonna push him to succeed. I'm gonna buy it right when they draft the next quarterback. I am buying that jersey.
Yeah, I won't do that.
If the Rangers get like Gavin McKenna, I'm getting that jersey right when they get him.
I really don't think I'll ever buy another current Jets jersey player. Like I think I'm only going for the retired players.
That's respectable.
The Garrett Wilson jersey will be in like 20 years when he hopefully retires as a Jet, and I can say, okay, he's not going to get traded.
Safely. He can't get traded if he's not playing.
Yep.
Smart.
That'll be it.
Smart thinking.
Unless if they get like Mendoza and maybe if Mendoza is like a stud, but I just know it's gonna. I'm a terrible luck with jerseys because I'll buy the jersey.
Here's a question.
And yes,
who will make the playoffs next? The Rangers or the Jets?
Rangers, because they could still make it this year. I still think the Rangers will make. Maybe
who,
not.
Who wins a championship
Rangers
first? Who gets to the finals or the Super Bowl or the Stanley finals? Which happens first?
Rangers.
You think?
I don't think the Jets. I can't ever imagine the Jets ever getting to a Super Bowl.
Is there a better chance? Here's a question: is there a better chance Mika Subban scores 50 goals next year, or the Jets win the Super Bowl?
Wait, say that again. Mika scores 50
or Jets Super Bowl.
Mika scores 50.
Really?
Because the Jets, there's no chance the Jets are winning a Super Bowl with a rookie quarterback.
What about Shesterkin scores 3 goals next year, or Jets Super Bowl? You gotta choose one.
I don't know. Has a goalie ever scored 3 goals in a season?
I don't know if a goalie's ever scored 2 goals in a season.
So probably Jets Super Bowl because that's never even happened. At least the Jets Super Bowl happened before.
It would be funny if Igor scored a goal tonight after he said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. The New York teams are poverty. Were you about to say we can choose him, or should we choose him for?
Yeah, I was saying Igor goal scoring pick. Might as well just get into the goal scoring picks.
We're predicting goals. We got Radish, we got Shiri, we got Igor. Some good options.
Yes. Well, the floor is yours because you won last week. I'm 0 for my last 5. I had a stretch where I was going every other game, and now the last 5 in a row have been rough. So, what do you got?
I mean, Hurricanes. I don't know. Can I say shutout? Is that can I say that? I won't because we don't want to say that. That's no fun.
Yeah, no. Shutouts don't happen. This is a new Rangers team tonight. St. Louis, that was a get right game, and now they're back on track.
I'm just gonna keep riding the hot hand. I'm gonna go with Vincent Trocheck. He's doing some damage for me, so might as well.
I like that. Hey, what are we going against? Vincent Trocheck OT winner here? Double overtime?
Yeah.
Well, can't have double overtime. Shootout? I don't know. Overtime, whatever.
Overtime.
Little even though he's already played against them on the road, but a little revenge game still against Carolina.
It's always
a revenge game. Let's see. Carolina, Keandre Miller will score for them. For the Rangers,
I mean, you can take that as your pick if you want.
No, it's okay. We'll stick with it.
We'll stick with the
we gotta grind through it. I'm gonna go Cooley tonight.
Cooley, all right. I can see that. I was considering him.
Yeah, why not?
Against the Bruins, all right.
Yes, Black Friday hockey in Boston. What could go wrong?
I'm gonna go on I'm gonna go Trocheck again.
3 in a row with Trocheck and 2. All right, I like that. Just that's having belief in your guy.
Yeah, come on.
Having faith in your guy. I'm gonna go Boston. Give me Alexi Lafreniere. I feel like he scores sometimes in the day games.
He's a day gamer?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. All right. Against Tampa, I will go.
I hate it, but I'll go with it.
I'll choose. Let's have fun with it. I was gonna go Panarin, or Zibanejad, but I'll go with Noah Laba.
Noah Laba, Tampa Bay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, if they have a 7-goal outburst, anybody could score.
That's what I'm thinking.
All right. Lava didn't score in that game right now. He had the goal against Detroit.
Texas hasn't scored in a while, so
I think it was the Red Wings game was the last time, right? Because that was back in that's where he's from, right? Michigan.
Yeah.
That was like the return game. Tampa. Tampa. I'm gonna go Panarin.
Breadman. All right.
Yeah, I feel like I have to cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go Panarin, especially after Lafreniere. That there's no chance that hits. Panarin's more of a chance, I guess.
All right, I will go
a little bit of a safer pick there.
I'll go with. I will go with Vincent Trocheck.
All right.
You had one chance. You had one chance to use him.
Yeah, I did. I still could, but
if we want to double dip, or you can go back and change it. Yeah, it's not like 7-7.
Yeah.
Who you got for Dallas?
Nah, I'm just gonna stick with it. First guts instinct, Dallas, I'm gonna go. If he plays, he should play. He's day to day, right? JT Miller.
All right, Miller. All right.
Yeah, I guess so. Why not? I don't know why I keep picking JT Miller to score at home because I just know that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you picked him. You picked him to score last game, right?
Yeah, and then I switched it to Panarin, but it didn't matter.
Oh yeah, they both didn't score.
But I think the 2 times I've picked JT Miller has been home games, or maybe I might have only picked him once. Never mind. What am I talking about?
If Vincent Trocheck doesn't score this week, the goal picks aren't looking good.
No, Oh, you're gonna need Noah Lob to bail you out there.
Yeah, that'd be funny if Miller didn't score. Or it'd be fun. No, it'd be funny if Trocheck scored against Tampa.
Oh, Tampa. Yeah,
That would be funny.
that would be funny. All right.
One game I didn't pick him.
Any closing thoughts on this atrocious Rangers team right now as we get ready to watch them in about an hour and a half?
I don't know, dude. It's just they're frustrating. I mean, eventually maybe they turn it around and put together, a month, not 1 week.
Yeah,
but
I like the sound of that. Put together a good month of hockey.
That's probably too much to ask for. You got to be very. You got to be pessimistically optimistic with the Rangers.
Yes.
If that makes any sense. Like.
Yeah.
You got to be optimistic, but you got to understand that this team sucks.
You got to understand. Yeah. I hope they do well, and root for the wins. Root for the points. 2 big points, right?
Yeah.
Shift by shift, game by game. Just take it one shot at a time. Hope they win, and that's it. Expect them to lose. Hope they win. Tonight just feels like a 4-1 loss.
2-0.
I mean, they already got shut out against them at home earlier in the year, so not that this is at home, but it wouldn't shock me if they get shut out again.
My prediction is 3-1 with an empty net goal from Sebastian Aho.
Okay, so a good Igor night.
Yeah, like Igor plays well when they lose.
I think Igor plays okay. I think this is still probably another bumpy game.
I think they'll give up a bad goal, though. There'll be a goal where it's should have got that.
Yeah, I feel like every Igor start for the last 7 have been.
He's playing well today, but we should have saved that one.
Yeah, should have saved that one. Rangers are getting chances, but can't bury one.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear the expected goals tomorrow morning from Steve Alquette to get the Thanksgiving Day feast started. Rangers high danger chances 13, Carolina 2.
2 goals off high dangers, Rangers.
Yeah. Final score: Hurricanes 4, Rangers 1. Expected goals for the Rangers 4. Expected goals for Hurricanes 1.
That'd be so funny. I mean, I wouldn't put it past this team. So
no, I would not either. Anyway, I wouldn't put anything past. So that'll do it. Enjoy the game tonight. If you're watching this after the game, hopefully the Rangers won. Most likely they didn't, but yeah. Enjoy your Thanksgiving tomorrow and get a little break from Rangers hockey before back-to-back on Friday and Saturday. Nothing better than 2 day games in a row. So that'll do it. Talk to you guys soon.